If you work within education, you will have heard of the job role SENDCo in England or ALNCo in Wales. But what are their main responsibilities? Hi everyone, I'm Zoe from My Progression, and in today's video, I'll be explaining the role of a SENDCo or an ALNCo. This role is a vital position in every school that plays a key part in making sure all learners get the support they need. Whether you're a teacher, TA, or someone just getting started in education, it's important to understand what these roles involve and how they support not just pupils, but the whole school community. So, what's the difference? Let's start by clearing up the terminology. A SENDCo is a Special Educational Needs and Disabilities Coordinator, which is the title used in England. An ALNCo is an Additional Learning Needs Coordinator, which is the equivalent role in Wales. Even though the titles are different, both roles have the same core purpose: to identify and support pupils who have additional learning needs, and to help build an environment where those pupils feel safe, supported, and able to achieve their full potential. Whether you hear SENDCo or ALNCo in your setting, just know that both roles work towards the same goal, which is making education as inclusive and accessible as possible for every child. Throughout this video, to avoid tripping up my words, I'll be using the word coordinator as well as SENDCo and ALNCo. So, what does a SENDCo or ALNCo actually do? Well, the day-to-day of an SEND and ALN coordinator can be really varied. One of their main responsibilities is to identify pupils who may need extra support. This can come through conversations with teachers, observations in class, assessment data, or referrals from parents or carers. They're also the people who coordinate what support is actually put in place. That might involve working with teachers to adapt lessons, arranging teacher-assistant support, or setting up small group interventions. As well as this, SEND and ALN coordinators also create and manage support plans. In England, that might mean helping to write the individual support plans or coordinating an educational health and care plan, known as an EHCP. In Wales, these plans are called IDPs, or Individual Development Plans, under the Welsh ALN Code. Another key part of the role is working with external agencies, such as educational psychologists, speech and language therapists, or behaviour support services. This is to make sure the right professionals are involved in helping the child and their individual needs. Coordinators also spend a lot of time supporting the staff around them. That might involve giving classroom teachers strategies, recommending resources, or leading training on things like neurodiversity, trauma-informed teaching, or behaviour support. Something important to mention is that coordinators have direct contact with families. For many parents and carers, the SENDCo or ALNCo is their main point of contact in the school. They help families navigate and understand the process of gaining a diagnosis and how to utilise external support. This ensures that they feel listened to and involved every step of the way during what might be a difficult or confusing time. If you're enjoying this video, hit like and subscribe to support My Progression. By clicking on the bell, it means you'll never miss an update from us. My Progression is brought to you by Teacher Active, one of the UK's biggest education recruitment agencies. As you may know, My Progression allows you to gain free certificates to help you evidence your CPD. Getting these just got even easier with the new Teacher Active app. As well as managing your CPD, if you're registered with Teacher Active, you can update your availability for supply in an instant. Download the Teacher Active app today from the link in the description. How are SENDCos and ALNCos different? Whilst the roles are very similar, there are some key differences based on location and legal systems. In England, SENDCos work under the SEND Code of Practice, as mentioned, and they usually work with support plans like EHCPs, supporting pupils from age 0 to 25. In Wales, ALNCos follow the ALN Act introduced in 2018, and pupils have IDPs instead. The Welsh system also has a 0 to 25-year-old focus and aims to be more streamlined and person-centred across early years, school and post-16 education. So, the main difference is the legal framework and the plan system used, but the goal remains the same in both countries. That's to ensure that children and young people with additional needs get the support they require in order to succeed. So, what kind of person makes a great SEND or ALN coordinator? Well, these roles are best suited to people who are deeply passionate about inclusion and committed to making a difference for pupils who require specific support. This is to avoid any child or young person being left behind in education. Being organised is key because there's often a lot of paperwork and coordination to manage. Empathy is essential, as the role involves supporting children and families through what can be difficult or emotional times. Strong communication is vital, as SENDCos and ALNCos speak with pupils, parents, professionals and school staff every day, so being clear, calm and consistent goes a long way. As well as this, problem solving is another really important skill that is required. We all know that things don't always go as planned in school life, and being able to be creative and flexible is a huge strength. And above all, a great SENDCo or ALNCo is someone who sees potential in every pupil and works hard to make sure that the systems and teaching around them help them to not only manage but thrive in the school environment. For more information on SEND and ALN, check out our series with videos including ASD, ADHD and PDA. And after this video, make sure you check out our video on how to create an inclusive classroom. The link is in the description below. Now, if you're working in a classroom, whether you're a teacher or a teaching assistant, your SENDCo or ALNCo is a crucial support. They'll help you understand a pupil's needs, suggest ways to differentiate lessons or manage behaviour, and provide access to visuals, sensory strategies, or even small group support. They'll often help you write or review support plans and are the person to speak to if you're unsure how best to support a pupil. Something to remember is they're not there to tell you what you're doing wrong. They're there to help you feel confident and equipped, so every child in your classroom has the best possible chance to succeed. So, don't be afraid to ask them a question or to share a strategy that you used with a particular child that has really worked. Sharing your successes means they could be used in staff meetings or training, and everyone in school, regardless of their experience, will always benefit from tips and tricks when working with pupils with a range of different needs. Are you thinking of becoming a SENDCo or ALNCo yourself? Well, if you found yourself drawn to SEND and inclusion, this could be a brilliant next step in your career. In England, you'll need qualified teacher status and you'll be required to complete the National Award for SEND Coordination within 3 years of starting the role. In Wales, the requirements are similar. You'll also need a teaching qualification, and ALNCos must complete specific training aligned with the Additional Learning Needs Act. It's important to mention that on supply, you can also work as a SENDCo or ALNCo, providing that you have the relevant experience and qualifications. However, this role is not something you would do day to day due to the importance of knowing the children and their individual needs. It will be a long-term or permanent placement. For example, the SENDCo or ALNCo will need access to EHCP files, ALN registers and digital platforms, which schools may often restrict for short-term staff. So whether you know them as a SENDCo or an ALNCo, these leaders of inclusion play a huge role in our schools. They work both behind the scenes and on the front line to make sure that no pupil is left behind and that every child, regardless of their needs, has the opportunity to feel safe, supported and successful in school. If you're a SENDCo or ALNCo, drop any advice in the comments box below to support others who may be thinking of starting this exciting and rewarding career within education. I've been Zoe from My Progression. Let's keep your career in motion.